Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are back on. I'm Marsden. I'm the founder of Imperfectly Perfect Campaign. And like every day this week, we have been talking to some of the inspirational co-authors for the Pay It Forward, Know My Younger Self, and Imperfectly Perfect Campaign collaboration. We are live across Instagram Live, across LinkedIn, and across YouTube, guys. If you are not here to watch it as we speak, then you can watch the replays. Just make sure you subscribe to all the channels. But today we have another incredible co-author from the book, and I'm going to introduce her. So, welcome to the show, Ali.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
See, it is your evening when I'm doing these lives.
I was going to say good evening, good morning.
That's why I always have to start these and go good evening, good up, wherever anybody is. And of course, the replays go out. So, as I always do when I start these, just to explain a little bit about yourself, who you are, and then we will get going into the book and a little surprise we have later.
Okay, so my name is Ali Duggen, and I got involved in the world of mental health about 4 years ago in 2018. And I'm on a mission. And when I realized what Glenn's mission was, and I thought we need to collaborate because my mission is all around breaking down barriers of trauma and reducing the stigma of mental health. So I've worked in the mental health field, but another passion of mine that I link the two of them is I'm a performer. So I'm an actor. I've done some writing before. I've done editing. I've done speaking. So anything in the performing world. And I do a bit of singing as well.
Just a little bit. She's got an incredible voice. But like you say, when you've been working in the mental health space, and obviously Imperfectly Perfect Campaign is touching upon mental health, but in a way that we're looking at things slightly different in removing that mask. So how have you found the process when it comes to opening up the conversation towards mental health yourself and your journey with this book?
Well, my journey started before the book because I'm a mental health first aider. I was trained as a mental health first aider, which was basically to deal with people in emergency situations. And when I was talking to people, I realized there was so much words around stigma and, oh, I wish there was less stigma around mental health. And I heard it so much. And then I just thought, yeah, but everybody's just saying all these words, but nobody's actually doing anything. So I decided to do something. I decided to be more open about my mental health challenges with anxiety and PTSD. And I've ended up talking about things that I stuffed in a box for so long that I didn't even think I'd talk about, never mind write about. But yeah, it's just letting other people know that we all go through challenges in life. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, whatever your backgrounds, things sometimes just happen. And I want people to know that they're not alone.
Yeah, I love that. And this is a personal experience, of course, but we hold so much fear and the angst in us about sharing those vulnerable moments with other people. What will they think? Will there be judgment? What was your experience when you actually did open those conversations? Because I think too many people hold themselves in that box of fear, and then when they do it, it's normally surprising and that weight is lifted off their shoulder. How was your experience?
Well, when I started opening up and talking about things, honestly, it felt like a massive weight had been lifted from my shoulders, because pretending, just like holding everything together when at any moment you could break is hard work. And, you know, people have said, I thought by sharing stuff, that was kind of a sign of weakness. But then people were like, no, but you're so courageous, because they now know a lot more about what I've been through and that I am who I am today because of it. I'm stronger because of everything I've been through.
Yeah, I think it's, I just love the fact that people who just go out there and do something about it, because that's why IPC started, to be honest with you. I sadly lost a friend and then kept on hearing about it and hearing about it, reached out to organizations, got no thank you. Understandably, there's a lot of advocates reach out to organizations, but I'm just like, what can I do? And I think that's the thing. If each and every single person can play their little part and they can open these hard conversations, and that's all IPC's done, and that's all you've done, and now obviously coming together collaborative with the Pay It Forward Notes to My Young Self. When I met Kezia and she told me about her mission that had been placed on her heart with just sharing simple stories. Well, I won't ever say simple stories. They are not. They are vulnerable stories, but it's that narrative, that simple art of a story and how much that can save a life. So I'm going to ask you this the other way around now, because I normally do. With everything that you've learned, what does being imperfectly perfect mean to you?
It means accepting the whole of you. Now, yeah, I am all of me. I am the happy me. I am the funny me. I am the quirky me. I'm the me that cries easily. I'm all of those. They're all parts of me.
Yeah, so true, so true. Where do you what's your hopes for the book?
I hope that the book, whether it be my personal story or other people's personal story, changes somebody's life, and that they know that they're not alone, and that if they're on the brink in any kind of way, that pulls them back, because I've been touched personally by suicide, as I know you have yourself. And I don't want anybody to feel like there's nobody out there, nobody that understands that if they're in a dark hole and they can't pull themselves out. I just want them to know, like from my story and other stories as well, that there is a way out.
So then, with that being said, as you go forward, without giving too much detail, as I ask all the co-authors, obviously we want people to go out and get that book. You can go 30th of November, guys. The hardback copy is out. The pre-release you can grab now through Kindle, through Amazon, all of those things. I'll put the link up after this. But what is the title of your chapter, Ali? And can you give a little sneak preview as to what you delve into?
Okay, so in my chapter, I really struggled thinking the title because I didn't know. So I started writing the chapter and I still didn't know. And then in the end, I decided that my chapter was going to be called Lost Soul Wandering, because that's what it was. And perhaps that's why I didn't know what the title was. Yeah, it's just not knowing where I was, being in a dark place, but not being able to see the way out of it. And, you know, everything I've done, particularly over the last 4 years, but particularly over the last 2 years, because as you know, I've had a breast cancer challenge, and how I've dealt with the breast cancer challenge has been totally different from how I've dealt with things previously. And that's because I've embraced the learning of how not to do things. And I've done things in a different way, which are more helpful to me. And I've reached out for support.
See, this is, it's so funny because in my head, I'm just going, give us a little bit more of that, Ali, because your story is amazing. And the work that you do for other people, I'm just like, there's so many avenues, obviously, when I read your story, but can you take us a little bit deeper into what you're going to talk about? She's holding it really close, guys. So come on, let's hear a little bit about what you're going to.
I think the essence of my story is all around shame, because a lot of what I've shared in there features around feeling weak and feeling shame. And I know when you put things either out there verbally or in words, then shame cannot survive in the same way, because what shame is secrets and that. And there's some poetry in there which I didn't even know was in me, and it obviously came deep from my heart, and I was quite shocked when I read it. But I took myself back to that period, and that, I think, says how I was feeling.
Well, guys, there is also the roundtable we actually did recently with all the celebrity co-authors. Ali was part of that, and she delves a little bit even further into her story, and she's in the IPC last month's magazine, so you can read that, and I'll put up all the links. But there's one thing that I thought I would ask a little bit different of you, Ali, because you are an incredible singer. you do write incredible poetry. And we was chatting the other day, and I was like, oh, can you put some pen to paper with your thoughts and leave us with a little tune?
Well, actually, in the essence of being true to myself, I sat down and it wasn't flowing because I wasn't in the right headspace and I was putting myself under pressure. So I do feel there are songs in there, but I just don't feel that today's is the time, because, as you know, everything that I do, I feel it. And if I'm not feeling it, then I'm not writing it.
Totally. Well, guys, then you're just going to have to go to her page and you're just going to see some of the incredible stuff she does when she sings.
I have got a song for you, though. I have got a song that I've chosen that I can sing instead that people will know.
Okay, so you're still going to sing for us. Amazing.
I am still going to sing, but what I thought is, what is the sort of song that I would have liked to hear that would just lift me up, really, and let me know that I wasn't alone. So I don't know if you know this, Glenn, but I'm sure some of the listeners do. It's called I'll Rise Up, and it says everything.
Beautiful song.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you. We're gonna walk it out. Move mountains. We're gonna walk it out. Move mountains. And I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up. High like the waves, I'll rise up. In spite of the ache, I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you. For you. For you. For you. All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. For that we have each other. We will rise, we will rise, we'll rise, we'll rise. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up for you.
I need like the sound effects around me now. I was like, you know, all I was thinking while she was singing, I was thinking how amazing this would sound in a church environment with that echo. Do you sing in church, or do you sing like with that?
I have sung in church. I also sing classical as well. Although my voice at the moment is not really playing ball, but
well, it sounded beautiful. And just when you was doing I'll not even go into it because I can't sing for anything, but I just thought, imagine that with the orchestra and in the church, just surround, just amazing. What is then? I'll say to you, it's not what's the hope for the book because we've spoken about it, but we can only speak on a personal heart, but from your heart, what is a message that you'd like to leave everybody?
that no matter what you are going through right now, things can get better if you reach out. And you might feel like no one loves you, like no one cares for you. But know that while you're on this earth, that you are loved. You are loved more than you ever know.
Beautiful. Now, where can people find out more information about you, Ali? And where can they go and head to find out more of your music?
So we've got all my links, which are on the on Linktree. I'm also on Instagram, which is Ali C. Duggen Creative. So that's where I put my creative things. I've also got, say on Linktree, I've got some of the interviews that I've done previously as well. So I've done a lot of interviews. When I was going through the breast cancer challenge, I actually did live interviews while I was going through that challenge. Wow. And that's exactly what I was doing to people. I was rising them up in spite of the fact that I was going through challenging times, just to know that there was another way of dealing with life.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. You're an amazing lady. And me and Kezia couldn't be happier, should I say, with how all you ladies have just stepped up, paid it forward, and we're going to go on to impact 1 billion lives. But guys, make sure you go and find Ali. Also, catch the replay, subscribe to all the channels so we can share this out. We can create that ripple effect to really keep on inspiring and impacting those people that really do need to hear these kind of conversations. Also, November the 30th, we are getting close to the launch of the hardback. But as I said, you can go into the link today. You can grab a pre-release copy. I was saying yesterday, I have had so many messages from people who want the hardback copy, and they've already gone and got the pre-release copy. So that is amazing. They're going to take away 2 copies of that. So 30th of November, not long now, guys. As I always say, keep having the hard conversations because it truly is the hard conversations that save lives. Until next time, guys, thank you very much, Ali.
Thank you.